All right, so it is the 21st of November, and this is our 14th class. So 2 more after this, and then we'll have a little break and we'll get back started in January. So if you know anybody that may be interested in taking the class, let me know. I don't mind to contact them and talk to them more about it. You know, guide them through to look at some of the YouTube page so that they can kind of see what they're getting themselves into. And whichever area, there may be tablets available. I know right now I have 2. I don't know what SOWEGA has, but there are tablets available if that is a barrier to getting onto the class. Now, as we have learned with some people, they may have the technology, but it may be like jumping through 55 hoops, 20 feet in the air to get onto the class on the technology that they have. And so with the Claris, it's just a little bit easier, and we're happy to accommodate. If somebody wants to take it, we want to try to make that happen. So share if you will. And but that will be in January. I don't have my next calendar, but I think it is the 16th, 9th or the 16th. Do y'all have anything memorized? I don't have my calendar in here for December or for 2024. I will get a more definite date before next week and let y'all know. So let's go. Say that again.
I love your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
I was thinking the same thing. It is nice.
So is it backwards or is it forwards?
We see it. We read it right. So it's not.
I still have this right here. I still have this in here.
Backwards.
But I'm telling y'all right now, I'm looking at the computer screen.
Backwards.
That one's backwards. This one is right. So
that opposite.
I blew my own mind with that. Writing backwards. For no reason, I wrote backwards, y'all. Oh, life is an adventure. All right, so let's get warmed up. I'll tell you, the weather has just been beautiful the past several days. I hope it has in your area. You know, it rained a few days leading up to our trip, and then on our trip, I mean, we couldn't have asked for better weather. We biked around 10 miles on Sunday around Jekyll Island, and I mean, we never got too hot or cold. I mean, it was just perfect. You don't know how many times I said thank you that my legs are able, because that's not easy, y'all.
No,
it's raining in Eastman as we speak. It's raining outside here.
I think that rain is headed to us later. I think that's what's going to happen. I have a screen closed. All right, there we go. Y'all don't see the same thing I see, but I had a list of people's names on the side. Just getting that good, nice rhythm of breathing. Checking your body for tension. Make sure you're not holding it anywhere. I tend to hold it in my shoulders. That's where I always check first. The second place I check is my jaw to make sure I'm not clenching my jaw. Those are my main 2 places. Sometimes I catch myself if I'm in a meeting or if I'm watching television, if it's especially stressful, I find myself squeezing my own hands. Like I'm having my hands together and I'll be squeezing them, and that's tension. So just start doing like a check through on your body always to make sure you're not holding any tension, and just go ahead and letting that go.
Mhm.
Breathing can help let some of that go. Just more mentally letting tension go with our breathing, but then physically just making sure we're not holding tension anywhere. So let's get started with our warm-up stretches with our nice stable stance and our good posture. Oh, that good breathing. Let's start with our neck, bringing our hands up, palms down. Follow those with your eyes all the way down. Feel that little stretch in the back of your neck. Our next neck exercise starts that same way. Now let's drop a hand to our hip and follow this other hand as we look towards that shoulder. This shoulder right here, I kind of pulled back, and that made my stretch a little bit more. Which I'm going to go side to side. I'll tell you right there, I feel all that tension that I've been holding in my neck just loosening up as I go side to side. This is just such a good stretch. Why I get kind of lost on it. It just feels so good to just release some of those muscles that have just gotten tight. Let's go to our shoulders. Just rolling forward first. Small circles and rolling back. That helps reset posture and just gives you a nice little massage. Big shoulder circle up and push down. Grab our ball and stretch our spine. One hand pushes up, the other down. Come back to the ball. Remember not to lock our elbows. Keep that soft bend. Just stretch that spine. So I know when I first started doing this stretch, I couldn't quite figure out how to stretch my back. I was thinking more about my arms, but this is for your spine. And I think by not bending those elbows, it defers to those muscles in your back. Stretch. And it's that push down and push up that really stretches those muscles. I like to inhale at my ball and then exhale as I separate. There's all kinds of tight at the top. I do think it's from riding that bike, holding on like this for so long. I think my shoulders and back were more sore than my legs. Let's go side to side. Remember, staying within our frame, it's just a short trip. Just breathe naturally and at your own pace. upper body. Shift the weight to one leg, heel forward, hands back, pause, and then toe back, just like a kickstand. I thought about this whenever I'd put my bike on its kickstand. I'm like, yep, see, my bike wouldn't be standing if I didn't put that kickstand out a little bit. If that kickstand went straight back, my bike would fall over. I thought about that every time I stopped my bike for whatever reason. There was so much to see. We'd stop and take pictures and just enjoy the scenery. My son wasn't with us, so we didn't have to feel like we were in a race. Every time he's with us, everything's a big competition, you know. He's always been that way.
Wow.
Shifting that weight side to side. This really tests our balance. I always think I have really good balance. And on these movements, you know, I'm really checking that my weight is over top of my knee whenever I let that other foot completely go, especially when I lift it and tap it. And that way, I'm allowing my knee to support my weight in a safer way. So sometimes your muscles, they can handle it, but if you're not holding your body in a good supportive way, it can actually harm you over time. So I hope that makes sense. That's what I always think of, is that my weight is right over top of that knee before I lift and let that one go. Because if it were to the side a little bit, that would start wearing and tearing on that knee, and it would hurt it over time. You know, when I learned that is on the bad days of my knee hurting, because I really notice it. If I'm not exactly over center of that knee, it will hurt. So that's when I learned that. So I try to do it all the time, not just when I'm hurting. All right, here we go. Shift the weight, lift, tap, and punch. A lot of weight shifting going on down here. It's just warming up all of our major joints. Remember, we can just do these warm-ups, following principles, and get those benefits of helping improve our balance and coordination, strengthen our muscles, which then in turns help relieve chronic pain because of the strength, the muscles that support the joints. Helps increase our flexibility, improves our mobility. That's what we're going for, right? To be able to move and do things and not be stuck. Posture is important as far as keeping that weight over top of that knee. Now let's step out. I'm going to turn to the side just to show you how small that step is. The shift, the small step. Both feet stay on the ground as I shift weight to that front foot. Notice my knee does not extend outside of my toe. Bring it back side by side. I just think it's in our brain, it's just ingrained that bigger is better and more is better. And so sometimes it's hard to just rein it back in, or rein it in, not back in, but rein it in. Whenever we are doing some of these movements, we're like, oh, I got to do more because that's better. But that goes against what we're doing here. We want to be very supportive of our joints. All right, for our ankles, heel toe. Rocking that foot, heel toe, coming back, switching, heel toe. Shift the weight. Now, big toe, little toe. So we go side to side. Back and other foot. little toe, big toe. Definitely helps the mobility of our ankles with this movement. You can spend time rotating your ankles even when you're seated. I always think about that in church because it's hard to sit still. So rocking those feet, turning those ankles in circles in the air helps with the mobility of that joint, but also helps with the blood circulation in your legs. All right. That is our warm-up stretches. Let's go to our basic 6, and then we'll move on to our advanced 6, spending more time with our advanced today. Oh, so let's go through our basic 6. We'll do it without talking. And then I'll come back and we'll do it and I'll call out the names. But this is kind of a test. Here we go. And commence. Test, Miss Gwen? I think Miss Sharita, she must be cooking.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm doing it.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard greens getting started. That's what I thought.
You won't hear that ever here.
Oh my God.
They were saying last week that you didn't cook, but you should have came and ate lunch with us. That's all right. It really is overrated. But now eating is not overrated.
No.
All right, let's do it again. This time I'll talk you or say the names of the movements. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. I started counting to 6 here instead of 3, and I have been more successful since then. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Close it out. So, it has continued to blow my mind, the whole mirror image thing. And so here, whenever I go commencement and the move in real life is bring our hands up, and when our hands come down, we shift right.
Mhm.
And this is my right leg.
Mhm.
So I've been teaching mirror image, and when I shift down, I shift to my left foot, but that supposedly is right to y'all. So
Mhm.
I know we've had this conversation, but which way do I need to do it? Do I need to do it just like it normally is, where I shift right? Is that confusing to y'all? If I shift right,
It's just how you do it.
huh?
I can follow you just the way you're teaching it. It's not confusing at all.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because I'm just completely baffled that this is not backwards to y'all. I'm completely baffled. And that whenever I learned that, I suddenly didn't really know if I was teaching correctly or not, because it took me so long to figure out, or not figure out, just be comfortable teaching mirror image. And so as long as it doesn't confuse y'all, I'll keep teaching mirror image.
I think my difficulty would have been more so if you would have been turned to the wall and trained it. I don't think I could have followed you as well.
And then I have like my in-person classes, they
Mhm.
do not want me facing them. They want me
Wow.
to turn. So
Wow.
some days I'm like, I don't know what in the heck I'm doing. If I'm shifting right or fake right. So as long as it doesn't confuse y'all, and in all honesty, you know, with these moves, we do them to the right and to the left.
Mhm.
So if you do it the quote wrong way the first time and you do it the other way the next time, really no harm, no foul. The only movement that we don't do on both sides is that commencement movement. And is it really that big of a deal if you shift to your right, step left, or if you shift to your left and step right? You know, it's not that big of a deal. I know which way is the right way, but if whichever way you do it the other way the next time, and then it all works itself out. We're good on basic 6. You don't have any questions on any of those moves, right?
Right.
Okay. So let's go to our advanced 6. And so we've been spending more time with our advanced 6. Remember, we go to the left first, and then we do all the moves to the right, starting with brush knee. So our hands are facing each other because we just did open and close at the end of our basic 6. So we shift our weight left, we turn our right toe in, and when we turn our right toe in, we reach out with our right hand, and our left hand protects that elbow. So that all that in one move. The shift left, right toe in and reach. Now shift right, the left, or sorry, yeah, the right hand stays out, reached out. We bring the left foot in. We bring the left hand to our hip, and we bring that left foot back. That's whenever I call it separate and prepare. And what we're preparing for is to step. So shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Now step left, bring this right hand around. Remember, when we step, we don't immediately give it weight. That's called an empty step. Once we get this right hand around, we're going to push as we shift the weight to our left foot. Push, and then follow step with our right foot. Remember, a follow step is the period at the end of a movement. It seems kind of awkward that we stepped and we're still behind. I mean, it feels more natural if we were to step forward, but in our Tai Chi movements, in our advanced 6, that follow step is behind. Again, that follow step foot is a period. It's the end of that movement. It gets no weight. It is the next step that we make in our next move. So again, brush knee. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step left, bring this right hand around. Push as I shift the weight and follow step. So that ends brush knee. Any questions about that move? All right, my neck's really stiff. Okay, so we're gonna go shift, right toe in, reach. Shift, separate, prepare. Step, come around, shift as I push, and follow step. Follow step foot is our next step, and we're gonna step back. When we step back, we turn our hands. And so to see what that looks like up close, here, we're at the end of brush knee. And when I step back and turn hands, my hands go like this. So they're preparing to pass each other. So we turn our palms inward, and then they're going to pass. That's play the lute. And I'm going to stop when I get to my elbow. So it looks like that at the end of brush knee. I step back, turn hands. I shift as they pass. And when I get to my elbow, I follow step. And remember, follow step is the period, no weight, the end of the movement. So at the end of brush knee, play the lute. Step back, turn hands. Shift as they pass. And when I get to that elbow, I follow step left. So here's brush knee, follow step. Step back right, turn hands. Shift to the right as my hands pass. And when I get to that elbow, I follow step left. So I just picked it up and barely brought it back. And that's the end of brush knee. Let's put those two together from the top. Brush knee. Shift, right toe in and reach. Shift, separate, prepare. Step, bring this arm around. Push as I shift and follow step. Play the lute. Step back, turn hands. Shift as they pass. Follow step. All right, y'all good with those?
Yeah.
Now, this next move, parry, parry, and punch, that's the one that the rhythm is thrown off. But remember, we just passed our hands, palms facing, passed our hands to the elbow. The next two moves for our arms is that same move, just done this way. Pass to the elbow and flip, pass to the elbow. So 3 moves in a row, we are passing our hands to the elbow. It's just the direction of our hands change. So that's parry, parry. So we go from calling it play the lute to parry and parry. So it's some people compare it to putting on those long white gloves, parry and parry. At one time I talked about pet a kitty. So like there's a kitty cat sitting on your arm right here and you pet the kitty. So whatever helps you remember it, but those hands pass until you get to the elbow. And then you flip them and you get to the elbow. So parry, parry, and then the move goes and And whenever we say and, we put up that guard. And then the other hand, I always think, goes back to my back pocket, grabs a bouquet of flowers and delivers to where our wrists are over top of each other. And I'm holding the bouquet of flowers right there in that hole. And punch. So that's what that looks like from forward. And punch. I know that's hard to see when I'm going to the side. So I just wanted to show you on the front that it goes play the it goes play the lute, flip Harry, flip Harry, and this comes back punch. So we did brush knee, we did play the loop. So here we are to get ready for our parry, parry, punch. When I flip that first time, I step. Shift as I parry. When I flip the second time, I take the next step. And I shift as I parry. When I step, I put up my guard, get my flowers, shift as I deliver, and follow step. I think I got my feet a little bit out of whack trying to watch my hands. All right, so we have here the end of brush knee. Play the loop. Step back, turn hands. Shift as they pass to the elbow, follow step. Parry punch. Step and flip. Shift and parry. Step and flip. Shift and parry. Step and guard. Shift, deliver, follow step. Parry, parry, and punch. So let's put that from the top, together from the top. Brush knee, shift, right toe in and reach. Shift, separate, prepare. Step, bring this around, shift as I push, follow step. Play the loop. Step back, turn hands, shift to the elbow, follow step. Parry punch, step and flip, shift and parry. Step and flip, shift and parry. Step and guard, shift, deliver, follow step. Home free from here, y'all. We block and close, we step back. And when we step back, we separate our fingers, we relax those fingers. And as we shift, we bring those hands down to our hips. And when our hands get to our hips, we follow step. So just notice how that follow step, it's a really small move. We're not doing anything huge here. It almost looks like I picked it up and pretty much put it down almost exactly where it was. So don't think you have to do too much. All right, so that was block and close. Push the tiger. Step, shift, and I'm pushing my hands up, but my body's staying upright. I'm not leaning, and follow step. Now to the front. I step, shift, and my hands are just coming along for the ride. Bring that left foot forward. Now my hands face, and I open and close. So that's all those moves. Slow down and explain. Now let's just practice them several times. Brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger to the front. Open, close. To the front is not a move. It's just words I feel like belong there. So it's just, to me, when you get done, push the tiger, your next move is open and close, but it's facing that way. So when I say to the front, I just want to give respect to the step, shift, step, adjust the weight, and open and close. So anytime we're stepping in our Tai Chi, it is an empty step, so no weight, shift, empty step, no weight, then adjust weight for the open and close. So I just want to make sure we give respect to that. So that's why I always call it to the front, is it gives that reminder to focus on that step empty, shift, step empty, adjust weight. All right, and again, to the left. Brush knee. The loop. Carry punch. Block and close. Push the tiger to the front. Open, close. Again, brush knee. Play the loop. Carry punch. Block and close. Push the tiger to the front. Open, close. How's it going?
It's going great. My tablet is doing something. I don't know what it's doing. It's just it's crazy.
Now, have you had yours update the Zoom?
Update the Zoom?
Well, last week we had some people that couldn't get on class because their Zoom wasn't updated. And I contacted Claris and told them that they just need to go ahead and update everybody's.
Okay.
Because y'all can't do it. So why not just go ahead and do everybody's while they're asleep?
Exactly. I mean, it was just going
Don't mess with it while we're having class.
Exactly.
Okay, so now let's talk about it to the right.
Okay.
It's exactly the same, and we've talked about this, about different ways to teach it. It's exactly the same, but sometimes it feels so weird because we got used to doing it to the left first. So let's talk our way through it. We're coming from open and close again. This time, we shift right, left toe in and reach out left. So that feels a little different because we're used to doing it that right foot in and right hand reach. So just feel it that other way, where we shift right, turn left and reach left. Do that a few times so it doesn't feel so awkward. Shift, left toe in and reach. All right, now we're ready. Shift, left toe in and reach. Shift left, right foot, right hand back. And I call that separate and prepare. Step right, bring this left around, shift as I push and follow step left. Play the loop. Step back left, turn hands, shift as they pass, and when I get to this elbow, follow step right. Parry punch. Step right, flip, shift and parry. Step left and flip, shift and parry. Step right, put up that right guard, come back, get your flowers. Shift as you deliver and follow step. Block and close. Step back, release fingers, shift, come down to my hips and follow step. Push the tiger. Step, shift as I push, keeping my body upright. Follow step to the front. Step, shift, step, turn hands and open and close. Close it out. All right, let's do it again.
Jennifer,
Uh-huh.
can you go slow again with that, because the computer blocked you out and I saw just when you open it.
Okay, very good. All right, so from the top of our advanced,
I'm having trouble with my left knee. That's what I'm having trouble with.
going to what you
Shifting
say?
right, turning left. I mean, shifting right, turning your toe in left, and then
Okay.
extending my left hand. So that's what I'm having trouble with, extending this left hand.
Okay, so it just feels awkward because we have practiced it that other way, but we shift shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, bring that right foot and right hand back. Step, we just stepped our right foot. All right, we're going to bring our left hand around. Shift left as we push and follow step. All right, so that's brush knee. That's our first move. So let's do that several times. So we're going to go shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, bring that right foot back and right hand to my hip. Shift, step right, bring this left around. Shift right as I push and follow step left. We'll do that several times. Brush knee. Shift right, left foot in, reach that left arm out. Shift, right hand, right foot back. Step right, bring this left around. Shift as I push and follow step left. See, I'm struggling telling y'all a story. All right. I got good at lying on the other side. Now I got to learn how to lie on this side. Brush knee. Shift right, left foot, left hand. Shift left, right foot, right hand back. Step right, bring the left hand around. Shift right as I push and follow step. That's my left. I'm glad I'm not a good liar. All right, brush knee. Shift right, left foot in and reach. Shift left, right foot, right hand back. Step right, bring this left around. Shift right as I push and follow step left. Is it getting more smooth the more we do it?
It is. It is.
See, that's practice. That's every time we do it, it just gets easier and easier. And if there's any way that you can practice in between classes, that's even better. Brush knee, shift, left toe in and reach, shift, separate, prepare, step, shift as I push, and follow step. Play the lute, step back right, turn hands to face each other because they're going to pass as I shift weight. When I get to that elbow, I follow step. Now you notice when I stepped back, that was pretty wide. And as I was shifting the weight, I was sitting there thinking, how am I going to get that right foot back? And I had to ever so slightly squeeze all the muscles in my left thigh and pick that right foot up and bring it back. So I recognize that. That doesn't mean I won't do it again. I just want to be more aware that when I step back, it really is a small step. I'm really not stepping back. It's a small step. That way, when I shift, I can stay over top of this knee and lift this without a lot of problems. I had created a little bit of a problem for myself. So you may recognize those things too. You may find yourself really wide and you're having to push off to get yourself to that follow step. And you can easily fix that by remembering it really is a really small step. All the steps we make, they're very small. All right. Back to the top with, going to the right. Brush knee. Play the lute. Step back, turn hands. Shift as they pass. And when I get to that elbow, follow step. Parry punch. I step and flip. I shift and parry. Step and flip. Shift and parry. Step and guard. And I automatically just went on and reached back for my flowers. Shift as I deliver and follow step. Home free, block and close. Step back, separate fingers, shift as I bring them down to my hips, follow step. Push the tiger, step, push, follow step. To the front, step, shift, step, adjust weight, and open and close. Any of the other moves I need to slow down on for this side?
Yeah, going into that right before you, right as you're going into parry punch.
Okay. So here I got my brush knee, got it, brush knee. So I'm ready for play the lute. I step back, turn hands. So the palms are facing inward because as they shift, as when I shift, they pass each other to that elbow, follow step. So right now, all my weight is on my left leg. My right foot just did the follow step. My left hand is on my right elbow, or right, sitting right in front of it as I prepare to parry punch. So I know that my follow step was with my right foot, so that's my first step. So I step right, and when I step right, I flip my hands. And that prepares them to pass each other as I shift weight to that right leg. So shift as they pass, and when I get to the elbow, I step left, flip my hands, shift as they pass. I step right, put up my right guard, get my flowers, shift as I deliver those, and follow step. All right, so I just did, kind of got to go from the beginning. Play the lute. Okay, so we're here with play the lute. My right hand is extended out. My left hand is protecting that elbow. All my weight is on my left leg. My right foot's ready to go. So I step right, flip my hands. Shift as those hands pass. And when I get to the elbow, I step left, flip my hands, shift to the elbow, step right, put up that guard, get my flowers, shift as I deliver, and follow step. So once we get comfortably to this point, then we know block and close and push the tiger. We're kind of home free, right? Because we can just come back and just go forward. So the brush knee is challenging because we're going from facing forward to facing to the side. So there's some challenges with weight shift as we move our feet. And then of course we do extend that hand. And then, you know, play the lute. That's okay. That's pretty easy. But then parry punch, it just throws off the rhythm. And we're going step, 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 shift, follow step. So parry, parry, and punch. And I think it's helpful to say those words to yourself. Step, parry, step, parry, and punch. And then that helps you kind of, your words have a rhythm so your feet can follow that rhythm. But we have play the lute. Now parry, parry, and punch. Step right, flip, shift and parry. Step left, flip, shift and parry. Step right, guard, shift, deliver, follow step. So those are the words I use, or simplified, I say play the lute and then parry, parry, and punch. So you can take out the step, flip, shift, parry. You can do all the words, or you can just think of the name of it, parry and punch, but actually say the words parry, parry, and punch. To me, that's helpful to kind of talk to myself and talk myself through the movements. So brush knee, you know, I'm saying to myself, left toe in and reach, shift, separate, prepare, step, shift as I push, follow step, play the lute, step back, flip hands, shift and follow step, parry, punch, step and flip, shift and parry, step and flip, shift and parry, step and guard, shift, deliver, follow step, block and close, step back, separate, shift to the hips, follow step, push the tiger, step, push, follow step. And on that push, I don't really verbalize what I'm doing with my hands. I'm more worried about my posture. I'm more worried that I'm not leaning as I push my hands than what's going on with my hands. I'm pushing my hands, but I'm thinking, keep your body upright. Don't lean with that movement, because that just feels natural to lean. So I'm reminding myself, push the tiger, step, push, follow step. I'm reminding myself to stay upright, to the front and open, close. All right, I'm going to do it from the left to the right, and then we'll cool down. It's 10:59. It's amazing how quickly time has gone today, but we've gone a lot through this advanced movement. All right, from the top of our advanced 6, open and close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close, and close it out. So if you get a chance to go over that between now and next week, we're going to work on it some more. We got 2 more weeks. We'll review it and go over it and get better and better at it. And whatever you need help with, just come with it. Come and ask. Say, go over that spot, the one to the left, whatever's mixing you up. You know, that's what I'm here for, is to help you. Nice fist massage. Create tension. Gather that tension and then let it go. Gather the tension and let it go. Gather, release. Gather, release. Big circle, up and down. Inhale, up and down. One more. We have our right fist, loose fist, that represents our strength. Our left fingers together representing our friendship. Our thumb in representing our humility. And we put those together in mutual respect. We say, namaste. Thank y'all. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I hope that you're just full of all good things and love things, and everybody gets along and you just feel all good and cushy in your insides. And if you find yourself feeling any way but wonderful, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and know that I love you and I want you to be having a good experience. So at least you know in this world that one person wants good for you. If you ever feel that other people don't feel that way.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And the feeling is always.
But I will see you next Tuesday, okay?
All right. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
All
Blessed.
right, happy Thanksgiving. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, Sharita. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.